What's up? Nate, the old school otaku here. And over the past summer and fall, I have been doing quite a bit of extra shopping to add to my lovely shelf up there. What am I talking about? Well, if you want to see what's in the box, stay tuned. And welcome back. So, I guess what's in the box? I've already gotten a little bit ahead of myself and pulled her out. So, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and kind of get started here. So, like I said, I had started ordering quite a few different figures and things earlier this year, and kind of did it in a couple of different batches. One batch starting near the beginning of the whole human malware times, and then again near the end of the major shutdowns. Not that technically my state has ever fully unshut down, but all of that being said, basically, I wound up getting quite a bit of things. Now, I know I've already gone over a lot of the first half, and this is really the second half of the stuff that I got. Quite a few more extra figures that I plan to add to my figure shelf. Now, I know that my figure shelf is a little bit on the full side, but my plans actually are to do some more work around this office area and basically give me a spot where I can actually put more figures. And part of that actually was related to these. And what are these? Well, these are nice acrylic shelves that I can use, shelves slash as platforms, basically, that will allow me to basically set the figures up at different heights so that I can more easily see and display them. So I've got two sets of three here. One's kind of shorter than the other. They're both just as deep, but it allows me to basically set up a number of figures in a multiple tiered fashion so that ones can be a little higher than the others, and that will ultimately allow me to display more figures in that one spot for now, but also a few other things. And then, of course, I have room on top of the server and other things here that I can utilize. And for now, I probably will utilize this space for these figures to start off with. So I guess let's get started with the first one up, and that is this lovely Lupin III Part 5 Master Stars Piece 4 Fujiko Mine. Mine Fujiko-chan. This is a Band Presto item, and yeah, so it came in this box, and the packaging, there wasn't a whole lot to the packaging, really. So we kind of open her up here, and it's really just this cardboard container that it sat in, and it came in basically three pieces that was in this plastic container. So let's kind of dig into this. Now, this looks like it's more related to the pink jacket Lupin, as it were. But so that's this, which is this lovely figure here. Now, like I said, this came in three pieces, so it actually comes apart, and we've got the legs and the torso. And then the third piece is this platform that you stick her feet into, and you're good to go. So we pull it off, and we've got the platform here. that we can see. And then we have her legs, which comes up, and we can see a little bit more of her panties and all of that fun stuff that normally would sit under her skirt of her dress. And then we've got her actual overall outfit. So it fits together rather simply. We just kind of stick that piece in to make her a little bit more modest than what she was without it. And then afterwards, we then pop in here, pop the piece down, and her feet land quite nicely into the side there, and that gets us this whole piece. And so this is kind of the angle that they usually kind of would expect you to list her at, so you can kind of see her face and a little bit more of the sides of her dress coming down. But there you go. That is definitely very much a Fujiko. But unlike some other ones, her dress does not come off, and that's perfectly fine. The detail on here is actually pretty nice. I mean, it's not a full detailed with tons of little bits and pieces, but her fingernails are all fairly well painted. I don't notice any major issues with the colors. It's a really nice looking pressing overall, so I'm quite pleased with this purchase. Was definitely fun to see this in the end. So that's this one. So we'll set her right back there and move on to the next piece. And I have quite a few different pieces to talk about. So I guess kind of the next thing I can talk about is this set here. And what are these? Well, these are a set of tattoos. Main tattoo, it's of a black lady. And it's pretty nice. These are temporary tattoos. I bought a stack of 10 because I thought this would be kind of cool. I mean, kind of sit here and we've got, just a cool little tattoo I could throw on if I wanted to. And yeah, I was actually kind of afraid that these wouldn't come in. I've been getting a lot of advertisements from AliExpress for different types of tattoos and things like that, and I thought this was a pretty cool image, so I decided to order it. And this was part of my initial set of stuff that I had originally ordered from AliExpress when I had done some of the ordering from them, and this took so long for it to arrive to me. They actually went and refunded me my order, feeling that the feeling that this was lost in shipping. In fact, according to the shippers, it still is lost in shipping. But I have no way to go back in and repay for these, as it were. So in the end, I guess I wound up getting these for free. But looking through, it looks like they may be relatively damaged in and of itself. There's quite a few of these that look like they may have gotten water damage on them, kind of stick together. They were not well packaged, and the day that they were delivered, they were just thrown onto our deck and onto our porch. And they were soaking wet in that package. The package was soaked all the way through. I have a feeling these just were not well treated on their way over. In fact, like this one up here at the top is actually open on the edge. So I don't know how good these will wind up actually being. So whether or not I actually order any more, I don't know. This was kind of a cheap trial run. These weren't that expensive. If you've seen some of the prices on AliExpress for things like this, yeah. I think I paid more to ship than I did for the actual products themselves. Either way, I thought it was a pretty cool image of Black Lady, And so I decided to go with it and see how it goes. But that's that. Let's see. Where should we go to next? I guess let's look at this. So there are certain characters that I enjoy from looking at my previous set of items. You could probably guess what quite a few of the different types of characters that I enjoy. I like Sailor Jupiter. I like Emeraldus and Mattel. Basically, I prefer to collect figures of characters that I very much enjoy. And one character that was very short-lived during the time frame of Sailor Moon, but was a character I actually did like a lot, was Black Lady. So this is an SH Figuarts Black Lady. This was from the 20th anniversary collection, is where this one came from. And because it's an SH Figuarts, you can actually pose the character and put on different faces and other things. And this is actually the first Figuarts character I've ever actually ordered. I usually order very simple figures that have basically one pose. So this is kind of new to me, and it comes with quite a few different accessories. She's got a little racket. She's got and a whatever the badminton bird thing is. She's got Luna P with her, whole lot of different things, and she's got four or so different facial expressions, and quite a few different hands that you can put in here. So I guess let's go ahead and open this up. I don't have my trusty knife with me, so I guess I'm gonna have to make do with some scissors. One sec. Scissors should do the trick. After all, I really only have to open up a couple pieces of tape that are on here. And there we go. So let's pull this out and see what we got in this lovely box. Ooh, wow. Yeah, there's quite a few different accessories in here. So we've got the main Black Lady right here. And we can see she's got the one face on her already. She's got 3 more faces on the end. Looks like some little... I don't know what the white pieces are, but they're for something. She's got 2 more sets of hands. And there's her Luna P. And then down here, we have a couple more plastic pieces, I think, to kind of help you with posing her. A little Black Lady heart here, which is some stand that she can get put onto. And then her big... ribbon, and then there's the badminton pieces and stuff here. So let's take a deeper dive inside and see if we can pose her a bit, shall we? Got some more tape here to get undone. Okay. That did it. All right. So here's the main figure. And yeah, so it is she's kind of ball jointed. So you can move her around. You can pose her a bit. Kind of do some very interesting poses if you so desired. Move her hands and arms around, things like that. And then I know that she can kind of be... Oh, I can pull her torso off, so that's a thing. I didn't realize. Whoop! She lost a hand. That's not good. I can't get her top to go back on. Now I don't know where her hand is. Whoop. There it is. Found it. Oh, this is one of the interesting things about this type of figure. Like I said, it comes off into a bunch of different pieces, so her hand kind of came off here, so I just need to put it back on. There we go. Now her hand's back on. Her torso, on the other hand, might be a little difficult to put back on. Oh, you can take her dress off. Oh, she's got a couple of different pieces for the dress. Yeah. This is kind of my first, so I am a little on the new side, as it were, when it came to this. And there we go. So that's that. That's that. We got her in? I think I got her in. Hey, yes, I did. So, yeah, we've got a cute little black lady here that we can see. And I don't want to mess with her too much more than I already have. Oh, there went her faces. Got quite a few different facial lookups that I could switch out for her and whatnot. She's got kind of her more of a frustrated face going on right now. But I'm just gonna kind of put her back in for now because I will deal with trying to figure out what pose and how I want to display her a little bit later. But for now, we'll kind of set her right there and move on to one of the next figures. Okay, so next up is, well, this one. So this is a Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Girls Memorial figure of Sailor Jupiter. And it came with the box, but the figure was outside of the box as it was shipped to me from the seller that was sending me this. Came in 3 separate pieces that we can see here, and the box was kind of broken down, as it were. So let's dig in and see what we got. So basically, it's a lot like the Fujiko figure earlier. 3 pieces: her top for her feet and lower half. We've got her. We got a base to stick her in, and I guess a piece of her hair, her ponytail, is in here separately. So it's actually 4 pieces. 3 pieces of her body, and then the stand. Go ahead and open this up. I know some people, like, when it comes to, like, Barbies and collecting things like that, a lot of people prefer to keep the original box or keep it, like, mint in box, because that's a toy thing that I've heard quite a lot thrown around. But when it comes to, for me and figures and things like that, I'm not as worried about it being mint in box or something like that. Because to me, I want to I want to see the figure. I don't want to necessarily see the box. I mean, the packaging is nice. It's not bad packaging. So, I mean, this is the package that it comes in. But, you know, I'm not too worried about making sure I have the packaging and everything. I'd rather just utilize it. So we've got the initial base here, and then we've got her legs. We've got her torso and her head, which it looks like that clips in just like that. And then we've got, notice she's a little bare. She looks a little odd without her ponytail. So let's go ahead and add the ponytail back in. And then, well, ponytail's a little truculent, I see. And then she fits down onto the base. Maybe I'm putting her on the base a little wrong. Let's see. And I don't hold any qualms. I probably have, so this was relatively cheap. This was probably a manufacturing defect in the end, because I think this figure here I got at a considerable discount from the normal prices you would see out there. So characters may not be as easy to put together or as easy to stay together. Things might not be completely into all of the tolerances, but wow. Her hair really does not want to go in, and her feet really do not want to go into this base at all. So I'm going to have to just kind of hold her so you can see the whole thing. I may have to get some super glue in on this to kind of hold her steady. But here we go. This is... This is the thing. Come on. So it's kind of an action shot, as it were. Trying to hold her as steady as I can so her hair doesn't fall off again. And there it goes. So yeah, it's a... this one here is definitely going to be a work in progress, I can tell. It's the plastic for the feet don't quite want to go into the base very well. So that may need to be molded a little bit. Kind of got it in there now. And then, of course, the head piece is a little too small. The protrusion coming out that the hair clips into is a little small there, so it wants to come out a little bit. So that's kind of it's kind of the sad part about this. I don't think it has anything to do with the original mold or any of that, but this definitely has a few defects on it. And ultimately, to me, I don't necessarily care quite as much because, for the most part, I'm not going to be staring at it like this. It's going to be sitting up on a shelf, relatively distant from viewers, so I'm not as worried there. But that kind of has it. So yeah, that is that figure. Overall, not too bad actually. So let's move on. What's one of the next ones I got here? Ah, yes. This one did not come in a box. When it comes to some of these smaller figures for displaying, I'm not as worried about if there was a box that came with it. Because this is kind of relatively cheap, and I knew it was relatively cheap when I ordered it. But this is the kind of thing that I would potentially take with me to the office to just kind of have sitting around the office. I don't necessarily need something that expensive for that purpose. But this is a Sailor Moon. That little eternal Sailor Moon. So, comes with a base, comes with her rod stick, and then the actual Sailor Moon figure itself. Now, this looks like it's supposed to potentially go in and sit somewhere. There's definitely some blemishes on this. This is definitely not a perfect mold, a perfect cast. In a lot of ways, it feels like her feet are kind of molded in together. So she's kind of sitting or standing in this one angle, and this base that they give you doesn't really have a spot for both of her feet, because it wants to have the feet further back, but it doesn't quite go in there like that. It's a little on the off side, so not quite as nice in that, and I've dealt with a few of these that are kind of similar to that. And then her wand, she kind of holds it like that. So there we go. We have Sailor Moon Eternal. Kind of a neat figure. Definitely not one I would normally pick up. And looking through here, oh, I just noticed that she basically does not have any panties on. They apparently didn't bother with that, at least in this specific mold, I just noticed. But really shouldn't be looking at it too much from an upshot. It's kind of more meant for this kind of a view. And as that, it's not too bad. So, these aren't quite as high quality as some of the ones that I've shown off before. So, not too worried there. Yeah, we will set her down here. I mean, looking through, she has a neck piece. She's got a choker on, and that isn't painted. Some of her other jewelry aren't painted. This is not a very very well detailed figure. So it is what it is, though. Nothing too crazy, but she's a little different, a little special, but that's what makes her unique. Still be cool to have up on my shelf, I think. I liked the picture looking at it online, and that's what I got. It's not quite as nice as what I had seen online, but it's not too bad. Okay, so this one here, we'll open up. This is another one that was packaged with the box, just not with it in its box. The box is kind of broken down, actually. So let's open up the packaging. At the very least, it was packaged relatively well, so I'll give the seller that. Kind of move on. So in here we have a figure that doesn't require a whole lot to deal with. It's only one piece. And this here is Sailor Moon Break Time figure from the 25th anniversary sets that were released. This is Break Time figure for Sailor Jupiter from the Girls' Memories set. So let's kind of unfold the box a little bit here. Put the box back in how it's supposed to be. And, you know, breaking down the boxes when it comes to shipping isn't that horrible to me. I like having the box so I can put it back into its box. But you don't have to worry about putting extra packaging and stuff inside to keep it all set. So this is the box that it comes in. And then we have the actual figure. So it's just a simple figure, nothing crazy or out of the ordinary here. No stand or anything for this to go on. It just basically sits in. And it looks like this is from the Girls' Memories set, is what this is. So I'll set the box down here, and then we have the figure. And this is actually designed to sit at the edge of something. So you basically sit her down on a ledge, and she sits like that. So I think that's kind of cool. This is the overall figure, and looking through, this looks like a much better detailed figure. It's all one piece, all one mold, so that's definitely nice to see. She actually has, when it comes to the details are fairly well in there. Her face doesn't look too weird or off, but this isn't one of those highly expensive models. I think this normally priced around $20 or so, I think, and I got this for a bit cheaper than that, ordering it secondhand, basically. But yeah, I think that's kind of cool. So we can kind of set her up right on the server like that. And it fits. I think it's kind of neat. They have a whole set of them like that. But like I said, I prefer Sailor Jupiter, so that's mainly the one that I wound up getting hold of. Okay, so moving on. Up next, we have this. Now, this is specifically known as being made in China. And what this is this is actually a collection of cell phone charms. But because they are cell phone charms, they could also work as being ornaments. So that's what I actually got these for, is to be ornaments to hang up on our tree. We have a lot of Hello Kitty and other things that we put up on the tree. Basically, Ruchan likes a lot of different things, and one of our main presents that she always gets is different Hallmark ornaments and things. So we usually have a lot of stuff like that. But I don't have I actually do have a lot of ornaments. My family left me with a ton of ornaments. I actually have an ornament for every year. There's a shop in Michigan up around Frankenmuth called Bronner's that you can get customized ornaments from. Basically, Bronner's is a Christmas shop. They are all about Christmas 24/7. Well, not quite 24/7, but 364 days out of the year. I believe they are actually closed on Christmas Day. But other than that, they're open. And they have tons of ornaments and things. And my family would go up every year, and they would get a customized ornament for me every year. So I have quite a few ornaments, but I don't have a lot of geeky stuff. So I thought this would be cool. So here is a little Luna figure, and it's got the little eye hole up here that I can use to put in an ornament hanger. And then we've got another one right here. Here we go. And this one here is Sila Moon with her locket, holding a rose, so it's kind of cute. And then we've got, here's an iconic piece. We've got a Chibiusa and Helios. And of course, since, you know, like I said, I do like Black Lady, we've got Black Lady and Luna P. And finally, we've got one more. And this one here is a Princess Serenity with her moon wand. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I've got 5 little tiny figures, nice and cute, to put up on the tree this year. So I thought this would be really cool. That's why I got them. We don't have the tree up yet, but we'll be putting our little tree up soon. And we've got a little bit of Sailor Moon to throw up into it. So that's pretty cool. I'll set you down there. And let's move on to the next. So next up, what I have here is, this came in a 3-piece. And, you know, I talked about earlier, I have my Ranma Q Posket figure. Well, the Q Posket figures I kind of like, actually. I think they're pretty cute and interesting. But they actually had a set of small ones, and comes with a collection, 3 total. And so it comes with Sailor Moon, Sailor Venus, and, of course, Sailor Jupiter. So this is the set of 3, and they actually came packaged all together like this, in this separate packaging. So we'll pull them out. And they each have their own little package, and it's the figure and a stand, and that's basically all that it comes in. So we'll start with this one. Let's go ahead and open her up and hop in. So this one here is Sailor Venus. Good old Mina-chan. And, oh, looks like the stand has a couple little pieces, plastic pieces here, probably to help keep her standing. She definitely feels very, very top heavy. So let's see. It looks like her pegs of her feet go in to here. Okay. And then it looks like a little pull here we stick in. Then we can stick it down, and yep, okay, I see. So what this is going to try to do, it looks like, is just kind of hold her up, as it were. So she doesn't quite fall, because she is definitely very, very top heavy. And just kind of sits in there like that. So there we go. We've got the Mina figure. We'll throw her right next to Mako. And then we've got Sailor Moon and Sailor Jupiter. So it looks like these are both set up very similarly. So we've got the Sailor Moon figure, and it comes with, again, the stand, which has an extra brace to help hold her up. It would help if I didn't keep dropping all these little things. But they are little. And looks like Sailor Moon is supposed to be in here like this. There we go. And and the little stand is here to hold her up by her face, basically. So this is her. Like I said, it's very, very top heavy, these little tiny mini ones are. So the figure is really does need that extra little piece to kind of hold her up. And then finally we have Jupiter, which was, you know, my main reason for wanting to get a hold of these was to get the Jupiter. It only came with the set of 3. So that's what I went with. All right. Now then, let's try and figure out how this is supposed to go. Okay, so it looks like she pegs in here like this. And for the most part, it seems like her 2 pegs are holding her up pretty nicely. But this is kind of just an extra brace, just in case. And once again, this is kind of holding her up by her face. So there we go. We got Jupiter. So that's cool. Throw the 3 of them up there next to each other. Yeah, I mean, it's not quite as cool or detailed as some of the bigger figures, but these little mini figures aren't too bad, actually. You know, they're not horrible looking, as it were, and works pretty nicely, so it's definitely cool to see. So here we go, little box for all 3. All right, let's move on, shall we? Getting close to the end here. Oh, and did I say something about my shirt? Feeling cute. Might fight crime later. So this shirt here is a new shirt that I actually picked up. Was a drop from the Yeti back a couple months ago, and I saw it and I knew I had to have it. Fortunately, the Yeti is definitely one of those sellers that really only has shirts up for a very limited period of time, and they cycle through the different stuff that they have. So you might see this design out there again later, but for now, I don't know where specifically you can go to get it as of right now. But I thought this was really cute. Love the look, the whole pastel and everything. And of course, it is Sailor Jupiter. Most shirts, when it comes to Sailor Moon, tends to focus on the main character, Sailor Moon. So I thought it was really cool to get a Sailor Jupiter. So that's what I did. All right, so we're down to the last 4 things. So first up is a really quick one. It's a little tiny mini figure here, and this is, again, of Black Lady. So just cute little tiny figure. Nothing crazy or out of the, extremely amazing about it, but looking through, it's pretty well done. I can definitely tell there's a couple of blemishes from the molding side of things. This definitely is not a first rate. This was a relatively cheap, small little figure that probably isn't going to stand up very well on her own, and it does not come with any kind of a stand for her to be on. So this is definitely the type of thing that you gotta kind of find a spot to just kind of lay her on. So right now I've got her just kind of laying here. We'll put her up against the tape deck right there, right next to the Dolby switch, Dolby NR switch on my second tape deck. And yeah, I think that'll work pretty nicely right there. Just cute little tiny figure. Nothing too crazy there. Okay, well, talking about Q Posket, we've got a Fujiko Q Posket. And this one actually comes in 3 different variations. So you've got black, white, and red dress. And I believe what I ordered was supposed to be the white dress, maybe? But let's double check and see. Because the package looks like it's the red dress. Let's see what we got. Oh, nope, it is the red dress. And you know what? That's fine. I may have actually ordered the red dress. I don't remember. It's been a while. So I believe this is Q Posket Fujiko Mine figure. This here seems to be very much related to her character design from the Blue Jacket Lupin movie, Jigen's Gravestone. So the cat suit's very similar to the suit that she wears. It's a very red cat suit. Her hair is blonde roots, but very dark red outside of all of that. And so that's what we get. Now this comes in 3 different pieces, because that's pretty standard for the Q Posket. So it's got a base here that we sit on. And then usually what it is, you got the head, and then you've got the body in there. So you've got 2 different pieces. So you've got the body piece, and then finally the head, which makes up the majority of the weight of this, because it does it in kind of a bit more of a super deformed setup. So her head kind of fits on once again, I know that this was a second-hand type of purchase, so this may not be the highest quality make of this, unlike my Ranma figures were. But yeah, I will have to work on that so I can get her head in there a little bit better than it currently is, because it's a little teetering. Her feet don't quite want to go into the base, but this is it. So it's definitely a lot more cheesecakey. It is certainly definitely a Fujiko through and through. So we'll set her up here. And, okay, maybe we'll move her over a little bit more so that she's not quite blocking poor black lady. Okay. So next up, let's get into another Figuarts. So this is a Figuarts Zero figure of Sailor Jupiter. So this is kind of more of an action-y shot type thing. But it actually has the figures and the different pieces. So we've got the full box here, her sitting in the box, and then it's electric shot. So this is her doing one of her moves, and it's supposed to be on that stand and whatnot. And there we go. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Let's open her up and see what we got. I have seen this figure around a lot, and have been wanting to get it for a while. So I'm very pleased to finally have this figure that I've definitely been on the lookout for quite some time. I finally got around to picking it up. I don't generally go around looking for figures too often. I don't have a lot of space for figures, but from time to time I will pick them up. And I'm trying to make more space for figures, as it were. So I can start displaying a lot of the figures that I do have that aren't up and out for people to see at the moment. So I can grab them out of storage and whatnot. So here we go. I have, for the most part, gotten this out here. So let's see. This is a little ball. I think that is a piece of her hair. Yep, it is. We got the stand here, and that is it. So, set her down. Get the plastic container back in to the box. Oop. Didn't want to quite go back in, right? That's okay. And then, there we go. So that is that. So this came in effectively 3 pieces. I don't think it was supposed to come in 3 pieces, but effectively did. So we got the stand, we've got the figure, and then we've got her little hair jewelry. So this is supposed to sit up here. These are the beads that go on her hair tie. It's kind of interesting that this came out, but I guess this was effectively just a separate piece. Could have been fully molded on, but it's kind of neat that they have that in there like that. And this definitely is not a first-rate model. I can definitely see some blemishes. Once again, this is kind of par for the course for today. None of these were first-party direct purchases type things. A lot of these are older figures, got in secondhand, and they are definitely not the top-of-the-line models. They have a few blemishes, a few imperfections on there, but rather than paying $300 to $400 for some of these figures, I got them for considerably cheaper, and to me, I wanted to own them rather than not own them at the prices. So here is the figure. So this came out really well, actually. I like the base. It's a little hard to spin it around, as it were, but we can kind of do that like this. And yeah, so I mean, this is kind of the position you're expected to display her in for the most part. And yeah, it's extremely well done, actually. This doesn't look that bad. There are a few imperfections I can definitely see around and whatnot, but overall, I think this is pretty cool. I really, really enjoy that figure. This is definitely a nice setup. So we'll set her. She is difficult to figure out how to set her because of her base. Her base does not make it easy at all. Oop. Bop the other Jupiter's hair off again. That is definitely something I'm going to have to work on, is fixing that. But that's okay. Okay. Now this brings us to our last figure. Now, trying to get Oh My Goddess figures is very, very difficult. So this came in multiple pieces. Once again, the box is fairly well broken down, as it were. Makes it easier to ship and whatnot, I suppose. So not too worried about that overall. So yeah, this is one of those rather weird boxes that is that how it's supposed to go? I think it is. Trying to figure out how this box goes back in. It's potentially harder than anything else. So there we go. Kind of got it back up and going. This is a relatively older figure here, so not too overly whatever about it. But this is a 1/8 scale pre-painted figure. Oh my goddess, Belle Dandy. I can't see any other markings that really quite show me too much else about it, but here is the box. The box. This is what we're supposed to see. So in the packaging, came separately. This is the clamshell it usually sits in, and then once again, pretty well packaged, I'll give it that. Here it comes in this clamshell, which looks like the plastic has yellowed a bit, so this might have been sitting in the sun, but it seems to have protected her quite a bit. So she comes out in one whole piece for this Belle Dandy, and sits on this stand, and wow. This is my first time looking at her fully out like this. It's really nice. This is, once again, not a... I know this is a secondhand model. This looks like she's got some imperfections and things like that, so this was not a first run type thing. And yeah, just overall, though, really cute looking. I really like that filigree and whatnot that she has. Like Belle Dandy, her hair, just all these little tiny pieces and everything really does it. So she sits on this cool stand wearing her blue and white dress that she has. It's kind of a bit of an action shot, bit of wind and whatnot, like she's twirling, and her dress is twirling around her skirt. And yeah, that's kind of cute. So kind of designed to sit kind of like that, at least if you want to see her face off to the side or whatnot. But that is really nice. I like how this one turned out. Her nails are painted. She's got all of her earrings and everything. Wearing some nice pink lipstick, blue eyes, all of the cool stuff you would expect coming from, you know, a Belle Dandy figure. That's really, really neat. And, you know, this kind of fits in with the rest of my bigger, cooler looking figures. Yeah, that's really neat. Wow. I think that one's really, really cool. Definitely hit the mark with that figure, I believe. Try and get the plastic all together, since, you know, I would like to put this box oh boy. This cardboard has been sitting around for quite a while. Yeah, that is how we say that. Yeah, that's basically it. All of these cool figures up here, figures that I picked up rather recently, and I wanted to show them off. So hopefully you enjoyed checking out each of these, and of course, hopefully I will remember to take close-up shots of them with my phone, and so we can actually have some better looking images than what I can show you just by throwing them up on the screen here. But enjoyed this. I enjoyed showing them off, and yeah. Any other cool figures or things you think I should look into that I don't currently have? I know there is a Lena Inverse that's coming out next year that I'm looking into that should be really cute to add to the collection. Though Lena is more of a Ruchan thing, but I do like Slayers myself as well, so it's something that we could both potentially share as far as figures go. But yeah, if you want to take a look at anything else or concerns, questions, go ahead and let me know. I know it's been a little while since I released something recently, so been a lot of work going on and other things, but either way, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for listening in to me to this up to this point. I know this is a relatively long one going through all of these, and just very thankful that you all stuck with me and have been watching this. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you for listening to me ramble all of this time. But if you kind of liked what you saw, if you enjoyed it, I encourage you to go check out the rest of my channel. I've got quite a few more videos available, and consider subscribing to me. It'll put you front row and center whenever I release something new, and if you hit the bell, it'll also notify you, hopefully, when I do release something new. And of course, if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, any things you want us to talk about this, feel free to hit me up in the comments section below here on YouTube, or you can hit me up on Twitter, on Facebook, on Tumblr. All of the links to my social media are in the description below, including access to the website where I also post videos and things. So give me a look there, and feel free. Hopefully, to do any of that, share me out. Tell your friends if my content sounds like something that you would like to see and they would like to see, and that'd be cool. Either way, though, I enjoy having a chance to share off all this cool stuff with you, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. I am Nate, the old school otaku, signing off. The amount of dropsies. Oh, wow. Just Dropsy Fairy Princess. Thinking of Fairy Princess. Can I juggle these? Let's find out. Apparently I can.